Hello and welcome to Pats Latest. I'm your host, Mike Gambardella, and while we still might be in shock that the Patriots are into the AFC Championship game, it's time to buckle down and lock in as the Patriots have a huge matchup at the Denver Broncos coming this Sunday, even without starting quarterback Bo Nix not being there. We dive into what the switch to Jared Stidham is going to mean, the betting implications of everything going on, the coaching carousel affecting the AFC East, and a potential surprise return for the Denver Broncos as well. Before we quickly get into everything, thank you as always to our subscribers. And if you haven't yet, think about going down, hitting that subscribe button so you can get the latest information on your favorite team to your device each and every single day. And a big thank you to those who have subscribed and made this channel what it is. We wouldn't be here without you, and the Patriots wouldn't be where they are without the support of everyone in Foxborough. So let's continue to give them as we move forward. And we start with those betting long shots, and we're potentially looking at the longest betting odds for a Super Bowl champion since way back in 25 years ago, 2001, with the New England Patriots. And looking at it, at the start of the season, both the Broncos and the Los Angeles Rams started the season at plus 2,200, 2,200 for the layman. But while those are some longer odds, and again, this isn't what people thought at the start of the year. The Philadelphia Eagles, the Chiefs, whatever you have. But looking more at it, the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks were both plus 6,000, and either of those former two teams winning would represent the longest preseason odds since 2017, when the Philadelphia Eagles won at plus 4,000, and either of those two, again, would be the longest since 2001. And it's looking more likely because of this Bo Nix injury, and the Pats were predicted in most of those forecasting sites at probably around plus 1.5 against the Patriots coming into Denver, and it probably would not be surprising to see that balloon larger should they not have lost Nix, but now sitting at 4.5 for the Patriots. So it's actually mildly surprising to see this shape out. So a little on the betting odds there. It's surprising to see these four teams, for at least from the start of the season to where we've gotten now. And the Patriots are seemingly in a prime spot to make it happen because of this injury to Bo Nix. I think, again, they would be the underdogs in this game if it weren't for that injury. And it is just one of those full circle moments with Jarrett Stidham now getting the start and them having to transfer over what they do offensively. I think, leaning on rushing the ball if possible. The Patriots are seeming back to their old ways of stopping the run and taking that away from their opponents. But I think it's something even more for the ground game. And take this with a grain of salt, but Boomer Esiason went on and was being interviewed and saying one of his good friends who works for the NFL in the stats department actually had Bo Nix's running for 450 yards in the first half against the Buffalo Bills. I don't think it was that much, but what he was trying to say is that what he's able to do with his legs to extend plays, to run behind the line of scrimmage, saying of those 450, only a few came beyond the line of scrimmage, so he only gets credit for it. But he moves so fluidly, and they move the pocket, and they use scrambling. Yes, Jared Stidham is an athletic quarterback, but he's not going to be doing that to that level. I'm sure they'll use bootlegs and things to get him open, get him into space, and free things up. But this is not going to be the same thing. This is what the Denver Broncos have had as their hallmark for much of the season, identified by the fact that the Broncos have the second highest designated rollout rate at 14.3, and no quarterback had attempted more throws on the run than Bo Nix, who's actually over a quarter of his pass attempts, 25.4, were on those rollouts. So, yes, expect Jarrett Stidham to do some of those same things, but it will be tough for them to call in a cold quarterback who we said yesterday has not thrown a pass in the NFL all season long, the only backup in the NFL not to throw a pass. So again, it's building up as the deck stacked against these Denver Broncos, but because they have such a good team, they have such a good coach, don't expect this to be a walk in the park for the Patriots by any means either. Looking back into the AFC East, a shocker as the Bills fire longtime head coach Sean McDermott. Shocker to some, others when you go win as often as they had, you know, eight playoff victories, but eight losses as well, going six straight. Only team in NFL history to not win a Super Bowl, to have that level of success. It is clear that something needed to change, and it was the coach going out for the Buffalo Bills. It'll be very interesting to see who they're associated with. They will start their coaching search now in earnest, but another comes to a close as well as the Miami Dolphins find their head coach in Jeff Hafley, the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. He was also the head coach of the Boston College Eagles. In full disclosure, I actually interviewed with Coach Hafley to become their director of communications a few years back as well. So I've had some time to get to know Coach, see what his goals were, his program. Surprisingly down to earth, business like, knew what he wanted, knew what his goals were. And at that time, we didn't have any conversations about the NFL. It was about what they were doing as a Boston College program. And it was his relationship with Coach LaFleur that brought him out of Boston College just a year after that point where I got the chance to meet him. And it is a good hire by the Miami Dolphins, probably not the flashiest in the world, but something that is going to, I think, help their team, their program, and get them into shape where they are back and competing for playoff spots, for playoff victories. And it's a 5-year deal for Hafley as well. So what this means is that Mike Vrabel suddenly is the longest tenured head coach in the AFC East, edging out Aaron Glenn by a few weeks. But it is the NFL these days. 10 teams now looking for head coaches, established coaches, new coaches. It doesn't matter. It just shows that maybe not to the NBA level where coaches are seemingly fired at the drop of a hat, and NHL can see it as well. But in the NFL now, that tenure does not mean anything. If you have not won, you're not getting it done. And it's showing even more that if for head coaches, if you don't win a Super Bowl in the first 5 years, you're probably not going to do it. And you're going to see more and more teams decide to cut bait and try and change things up for a chance to get back to postseason success. And finally, we end with the news that J.K. Dobbins, the starting running back for the Denver Broncos, they may have lost their starting quarterback, but could be getting back Dobbins in the backfield. It was announced that it was probably a season-ending foot injury for him, but surprise, surprise, they're opening his practice window. And rookie R.J. Harvey has stepped up in his stead along with Jaleel McLaughlin in that backfield. Have not done overly as much in the playoffs, especially against the Bills. But even with the return or potential return of J.K. Dobbins, the way the Patriots defense has been playing, especially in the trenches, and with the addition of Kairos Tonga coming back last week, getting back to shutting down teams' run games, I don't think this really moves the needle one way or the other. Yes, it will be another talented running back that the Patriots have to keep an eye on, and something that can hopefully take the pressure off of Jarrett Stidham. But again, I don't think this moves the needle that much. We'll continue to monitor if he is indeed activated. But again, the Patriots need to go on the road, need to go to the Denver Broncos, the number one overall seed, mile high, the altitude, Sean Payton, a game plan you know is coming at you, and again, a top 5 defense, another one that the Patriots have to worry about. They are, again, have had an easy schedule if you want throughout the season. They're paying for it now in the playoffs and ready to pay the price with a chance to go to the Super Bowl on the line. Thanks for joining us. As always, we'll continue to have all the latest news for you on your Patriots throughout the rest of the week in the lead up against a huge AFC Championship game matchup. Fight on, Foxborough.